My name is Patrick Sargent, CEO and co-founder of POP. We are a cloud-based chartered accounting firm, and we work with startups and businesses to help them build their dream business. And today we're going to be presenting on starting a company, an Australian company. So firstly, why would you start a company in Australia? So I'm going to run through the 3 key benefits of starting a business in Australia. So firstly, asset protection. So it's extremely important that when you're thinking about starting a business, you want to protect your personal assets. And having a company adds that layer of protection. So if you've got a house, you might have a car, you might have some jewelry. If you have a company structure, that adds protection to those personal assets. So if there's any risk in what you're doing, there may be a contract dispute, there may be a faulty product. It happens every day in business, so you want to be really careful to protect your assets. So company's great for asset protection. So secondly, it's tax effective at 27.5% if your revenue is less than $10 million. So it caps the tax and it ensures you don't pay more tax. Now this is really valuable for if you want to grow your business, because you can reinvest that surplus cash back into your business. Individual tax rates go up to 47%, so you can see there's a great benefit by using a company. It's also a flexible structure. So you can buy and sell shares. So if you're thinking of raising some capital or getting some external investors, you can sell shares within the company. So if you're a sole trader, for instance, and you've got an ABN in your personal name and you want to grow your business and sell it, it makes it a lot more difficult. So it's easier to sell portions of your business by having a company. So I might run through now who is in the business. So this is extremely important. So when you're setting up a company, there's a few key people within the business. So the first one is the shareholders. So when you're thinking about setting up a company, you'll need to think who's going to own the company. So you need to have shareholders, you need to have a director or directors. Now the directors control the company. So they take care of the day-to-day operations. So they've got an extremely important role. The directors and shareholders can be separate. So the directors basically work in the interest of the shareholders. So the shareholders are entitled to the income of the company, and the directors basically run the day-to-day operations. So very important, they control what the company becomes, where they spend the money, and sort of the company values and how they operate. There's another couple of key personnel. So there's a company secretary and there's a public officer. So the public officer will sign off on the tax returns and important documents, and the secretary sort of administers some of the operations. So when you're setting up a company, you'll need to know who your shareholders are, who's going to be the directors, secretary, and a public officer to sign the business tax returns. So when you establish a company, you're going to receive a company constitution. Now this sort of governs what the company can and can't do, so it's an extremely important document. If you don't get one when you set it up, you'll get the replaceable rules, which is basically a set of rules, and they tie back to the Corporations Act, and that just says what the people within the company can and can't do and how the company needs to operate. So there also may be, if you have shareholders, you may also get a shareholders agreement. Now this is an extremely important document if you're having external people invest in the company and want to be shareholders, and it has some different rules and procedures around when and how they can sell shares, and it sort of protects the rights of the founders and the owners and also the external investors. So it's a really neat document, and if you are going to raise capital, you definitely need one. When you set up your company, you'll also have a few registrations that are really important. So you'll receive your Australian company number. If you wish to trade, you may also get an ABN, which is an important number that will go on your invoices and sort of distinguish your business as a separate entity to trade. If you're trading, you'll get a tax file number. Now you'll need this if you want to report and pay GST, if you have employees for PAYG withholding, and also if you need to lodge a business tax return. You may also have GST and PAYG withholding if you've got employees. And so when you set up your business, this all gets registered at the same time. Now, if you hire employees later, you can also register later. So it's not critical to get it upfront unless you're if you're having employees from the very start. There is a cost to establish a company, and ASIC is the sort of body that looks after companies and sort of oversees companies. The fee payable to ASIC when you establish a company is $496. So that's a once-off fee, and then annually you'll need to pay a fee to ASIC to continue having a company, and that goes up each year. So that goes up with inflation basically. So each year it's going to be slightly more but not much, and it's around the $263 mark. So each year to continue having your company, you'll need to make this payment to ASIC. So to recap on setting up a company, it's great for asset protection. So to protect your personal assets, company's a great structure. It's a really effective, tax-effective structure. So it caps the tax, so you don't pay more, and you can recycle that surplus cash that you would be paying in tax outside of a company back in the company to grow the company. And it's quite a flexible structure. So you can buy and sell shares. And you know, it's great. It's a great trading entity. So it's extremely important that you get it set up correctly at the start. So please speak to your accountant or trusted advisor when setting up your company. It'll be very costly if you have to change stuff in the future. So definitely recommend speaking to them. Click on the below link for some valuable information. We've created a business ready package, which is the ultimate guide to starting a business in Australia. It's a free download, and hopefully you get a lot of valuable insights out of it. So good luck on your journey. We'll be releasing more content, and hopefully it can assist you with creating a valuable and profitable business.